Yo, what's going on, Cardano people? We have another weekly video, and of course this time and every time, we are starting off looking at the S&P 500. We are continuing to go lower little by little. This is the second or third week in a row lower, and is likely due to those expectations that we spoke on last week. Last week we saw that the Fed rate tool was pricing in a 0.5 rate hike with an 18% probability. Now just 1 week later, we see that chance jumped from 18% to 27%. The probability is still low, so I think if we get any sort of positive data next week, then we may break this 3-week streak and start to balance off a little bit. My long-term view is that I still believe rates will start to decrease either the last quarter of 2023 or the first or second half of 2024. If this does happen, we are likely to see another bull run in 2024 to 2025 at the latest, and I think it's important to note that it will likely not be a straight line downwards though, as far as the rate hikes. The Fed rate is trying to get to 5 to 5.5% for rates, and when we start going lower, it won't go right from 5 to 1% in 4 quarters. It will likely go from 5 to 4, then 4.25, then 3.75, then back up to 4, and it's likely going to be messy. But with the rates going in the general direction lower and Bitcoin coming closer and closer to a halving date, I think this sets us up for a very crazy bull run within the next 2 to 3 years. If we do look at Bitcoin, we can also see that Bitcoin is coming down, and as usual, everything is following along, including ADA. I also want to take a minute to talk about something that I saw. Looking at the volume for Cardano NFTs, it's been pretty bad the last 2-3 weeks. There's a whale selling mostly ETH NFTs, and he sold 1,010 NFTs in 48 hours, which is being said to be the largest NFT dump ever. We see this paired with many Cardano NFTs dropping in price, and this whale is just one guy. The article then speculates that the reason could be due to the Blur token rewards. The project hands out Blur tokens based on your trading activity. So by selling all those NFTs, which the site rounds to an estimated value of about $18.6 million, he was then airdropped a lot of Blur tokens, something like 1.8 million tokens, which equals something like $1.3 million because he did sell. He then reportedly bought some of his NFTs back, which some say he's basically wash trading for Blur tokens. And this doesn't have a lot to do with Cardano, but we do have some whales in here from other chains, so it wouldn't shock me if some people sold their CNFTs to buy ETH NFTs and then sell ETH NFTs to earn Blur tokens. But jumping into the first bit of CNFT news, we have Clay Nation announcing its partnership with Sandbox. This makes Clay Nation the first CNFT project to be integrated into Sandbox. We don't have much more than that at this moment, but it's always nice to see a Clay update. They say more will be coming, so we'll have to wait and see what they bring to the table. Right now, metaverses aren't getting much love, so this didn't really give a crazy boost in price to anything yet. The pitches did go up a little, but nothing crazy at this moment. We don't know how pitches will play a factor on Sandbox, so most of the buying is speculation, but the pitches did increase about 20 to 40 ADA after the announcement yesterday. Next up is Wolves of Rome. Wolves of Rome had its first tournament about 2 months ago and is now making more ways for the community to compete. They started off a few weeks ago with their events in-game, and if you didn't know, you can go to the events tab in-game, so you can click right here, and there's going to be a room that you have to host. So I can come over to Arcane Moon. This one is already done. So we come over to Arcane Moon, we hit play. You can see I'm in second. I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Go to play and then create a room, and then wait for your deck to come up. These are all the decks I've created, so I'll hit defend because that's the current deck that I'm using, and I'll wait for somebody to join. Once somebody joins, I'll hit ready, and then we will both start a match. Now looking at this event over here, Cardano Arena Clash, this has already finished, and we have our 2 finalists, and they will be fighting tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. UTC over on Block is Hot's channel, and I will also be co-hosting with him, so we're going to watch that match live. Congratulations to whoever wins. You're going to win some cool prizes, and maybe me and Block do some talking about it, and maybe we do a little battle against each other, but come check us out tomorrow, and we'll see who wins. Next up is Goofy Gophers Mining Club. This project is minting on March 11th their 7,888 Gophers. This is a project I'm very interested in because their model seems very straightforward. They will use the funds to purchase and maintain mining rigs that mine many coins, not just Bitcoin. They will also be creating a cross-chain investment fund, giving out rewards in ADA, creating a Gopher profession system. Holders have votes on the future of the project. Team will not get any rewards until the farm is successful for 6 months. They have a mining partner to be determined, and they are minting through Flipper.io's marketplace. How this project works is by taking 90% of the funds from the mint and putting that into crypto miners. Then they will take some of the profits and buy more miners. The split for the miners is currently 12.5% to Litecoin, 12.5% to Doge, 50% for Bitcoin, and 25% to Cadena. They say for the first 5 months, they will be using the funds to buy more miners and to expand. Because this is a long-term outlook, I agree that the first few months should be focused on expanding as large scale as possible, because it will only become harder to mine during a bull market, and you can get a lot of successful blocks mined now while things are shaky, and be in a great position for the long term. If you want to see the benefits of each NFT profession, then you can pause here and read through all of the chart. But these are the basics of the project, and I think as long as we do enter another bull market in the next year or two, this could be a very crazy project to be a part of. Now jumping into some mints, first up we have Goombles. This is the most hyped mint this week by far in my opinion. Goombles will be minting on the 28th at 8 a.m. PST. They will be selling 5,000 Goombles for $79 each, and this will be a whitelist only mint. Remember, this is a 10k collection, but only 5k will be minted on the 28th. Goomlist is slightly over allocated, so make sure to mint as soon as possible, but you will have 8 hours to mint or until all are minted. They say you can mint using your mobile wallet, but they recommend using a PC. Each Goomlist allows you to mint up to 3 NFTs. You only get 1 transaction per Goomlist though, so if you can mint 3, you must mint all 3 in that 1 transaction. Also, yesterday they announced that on the 27th, there will be something very exciting revealed, so make sure to keep your eyes out for anything Goombles related tomorrow. They also released their white paper last week, and briefly looking through it, we find that the first stage of the game will be a single player experience. Then it moves to a multiplayer 1v1, then co-op and competitive group play. Something I also noticed were these mechs. So if you didn't know, Goombles is a tower defense game, and some of these games have other means of destroying the enemy other than towers. In this game, you have towers and mechs. These mechs are controllable in-game units and can also double as towers. There are many types of mechs, and each has a unique ability and a primary fire. Looking over at the towers, they say that these are the secondary points of defense against the tower, their enemy. So to me, this says that the main focus will actually be on the mech, but of course I could be wrong, and depending on game development, we may have something a little different. The thing I find the most interesting is the skill tree. This reminds me of a mix of Bloons Tower Defense and League of Legends. Bloons, you can upgrade your towers, like every defense game available pretty much, but with League you have a skill tree that you can follow and mix and match with, and after each match it resets to 0. Knowing which skills to have is crucial in playthroughs like this. For example, in Bloons, if you don't have a tower that can see the camo balloons, then when you get to that round, you just straight up lose. So thinking ahead is going to be vital. There's so much more that actually goes into this paper, so if you'd like to check it out yourself, I'll have it linked in the description below. Usually with a big mint like this, I only focus on the one mint. Nothing against the other projects that are minting this week, but volume is very low, and we have a project that is clearly dominating over the rest as far as hype. So I'm going to probably go a bit hard on Goombles and see how that plays out. It kind of worked for Alley Cats, but Alley Cats I think maybe failed due to keeping the hype train going. A lot of the people are still waiting on clear, concise roadmaps and white papers before buying in. And I think this is where Goombles won't fail. They already have their white paper out, they have set expectations that the game will come in 3 phases, and multiplayer won't be ready for a while. They aren't building a token like a lot of other people are. Overall, I think Goombles just has its own vision and is a bit different from other projects, and it's going towards that vision without hesitation. Having a project with its own ideas and values with this much hype is something that, of course, is hard to predict, but it makes it an exciting project to be a part of. But that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover today, guys. Remember that this is not financial advice. I'm only telling you what I am doing. I've failed and succeeded many times, so do your own research. And of course, remember to get outside, see your friends, see your family. We're here to make more money so that we can spend more time with them. Until next time, guys. Peace.
I get it like a G, but it never came easy. You got me coughing up a lung, I wish I rap like Wheezy. I keep my pace, so I'm sorry that I'm breezy. Keep my sneaks laced, cause I can't afford Yeezys. I don't want the gold, give me BTC. Y'all be acting crazy.